Welcome, class. Today we are going to be drawing faces.
What are you doing?
And where did our desks go?
For today's lesson, you don't need desks, but I do need the floor. I'm making a grid out of tape. In our last class, we learned how to draw heads, and this time, we're adding to that and drawing some faces for those heads too. Hey, no eating the tape. I thought it was gum.
I thought it was a fruit roll-up.
New rule. Don't eat anything you find on the floor or my desk. A quick review for how to draw heads from our last lesson. We're going to draw two spheres because I am going to be drawing two heads. The easier one to draw is going to be looking straight on. We are looking head to head, face to face. Now the second one, it's going to be a little bit trickier because we are going to be drawing that head from an angle. If you're brand new to this, it's going to be a lot easier to focus on the first one than it is on the second one, but it's worth practicing anyhow. So the first thing we want to do with our sphere is we want to find the center lines. We find the center lines of the sphere and then we cut off the sides of those circles. This gives me a line at the top and the line of the bottom of the circle. This space, the space between the middle line and the bottom line, is the same amount of space between the bottom line and the jaw line. So I'm going to make a mark where that jaw will go. Once we have those proportions in place, I can then go in and sketch out my jaw, and we have a very, very basic head shape. We're going to be using these two heads today. If you want to use mine, you can go to bradsartschool.com and find lesson 3 and get these templates if you're the type of person who likes to print things out.
I'm the type of person who likes to print things out.
So I have our heads taped out on the floor, and we are going to put faces on those heads. To make things interesting, I hid facial features all over the school, and you guys are going to need to go out there and find them and bring them back here to make our faces.
Is that really necessary?
Everybody, break into groups.
Partner?
Yeah.
I don't have a partner again.
Hi, I'm Anil.
Right.
Eel came back for a couple lessons. He didn't finish the class last semester and is making up some credits today.
Hi, electrocuted teacher.
I'm fine. Barely felt it. No side effects at all. None. Face proportions. We use spacing to get our head proportions right, and we're going to be doing the same thing to get our face proportions looking good too. The middle line here is our brow line. The next line down is what's commonly called the nose line, and that bottom line is, you guessed it, our chin line. The eye line goes below the brow line, and the mouth line goes between the chin line and the nose line. The ears on the side of the head start at the brow line and they go all the way down to the nose line. I've seen different artists handle these proportions differently. If I'm going to go for a more realistic looking face, I'm going to move my eyes up closer to the brow line, and the mouth I'm probably going to move up a little bit as well. For more cartoony heads, you can mess with these proportions all you want. In fact, you're going to get some great variation doing that. Oh no, not this dream again. Last time I had it, I was eaten by a giant pile of science textbooks before everything went black.
Principal, have you seen any facial features around here?
Oh, you mean like some talking eyes?
Maybe?
They went that way. Eyes are weird because they're spheres embedded in your skull. Of course, we don't see the entire eyeball when we're drawing a face. We just see a tiny portion of that sphere. But you can see in 3D how these spheres lay out in our three-dimensional head. The spheres rest below the brow line. This prevents us from planting the eyes too low in the head. I'm gonna go in here right now, just sketching some eyebrows, just some simple stuff, just so we have a reference point. When we add eyelids along the top and the bottom, we get eyes the shape you think of when you're drawing eyes. Now I have to point out here, eyes come in so many sizes and shapes that is an entire lesson in and of itself. But for now, we're just gonna keep our eyes simple and just place them in here. Also, the head is indented where the eye sockets are. So at some angles, you're gonna see that indentation. Whereas if you're looking straight on at your face, you're not gonna notice that at all. So keep that in mind too when you're spacing out your eyes.
How does this look?
It's not bad, but that eye looks a little bit off-centered. When you're drawing eyelids, most people's eyes aren't perfectly centered like that. The top eyelid usually covers up more of the eyeball than the lower eyelid. Again, I could do an entire lesson on eyes. Subscribe and draw that bell if you don't want to miss out on that one.
This isn't the time to talk to the other fish, Eel. We have body parts to find.
Eel finds nose.
Oh, good job.
Dumb place for nose to hide.
Let's get back to Mr. Brad's big wad of tape he put on the floor.
Unless you're Voldemort, your nose is going to stick out from your face. Going back to our construction method, I want to break this down into its simplest geometric form. And then I want to work from there. In this case, I'm going to take a cube and basically cut it in half, starting in one corner, slicing all the way down on an angle to the other corner. If I take this shape and I place it on our 3D face, it kind of looks like a nose. What this really is the frame that we're going to use to fill in our nose. The top of that cube starts at the brow line, and the bottom of that cube goes down to the nose line. And this gives us a fairly good idea of where that nose is going to sit on that face. Keep in mind, this box is just here to help us visualize where we're going to draw the nose. And being able to visualize it in 3D is going to help us not wind up with another Captain Flat Nose. Ahoy, mateys! I can't smell nothing. Noses come in all shapes and sizes. We can tilt it upwards. We can make the tip of the nose flatter by cutting our cube at a different angle. We can even bend that nose. I'm sorry, third graders, but we have to lock up these books. You're gonna have to trust me on this. Science isn't that important anyway.
Yo, buddy, I'm stuck. Can you peel me off this before locking us up? Yeah, we got places to be.
Talking books! No!
That's it! That's one of the missing mouths!
Yes.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh great, I can't see anything now. Agreed. The lighting in this school is definitely subpar at best.
We have the mouths.
Great, let's get those on our face. The mouth goes between the nose line and the chin line. You probably knew that. Now, positioning of that mouth can vary a little bit from artist to artist based on the character that you're drawing. I like to have a little less space under the nose and a little more space above the chin. But if you like to draw larger lips, then changing those proportions and tweaking them is a pretty good idea. Remember, this grid is just our guideline. The width of the mouth also varies, but for some rough proportions, we can draw lines down from the center of the eyes to use as our width. What's cool about our 3D head is this also helps us with foreshortening.
Foreshortening, what is that?
Foreshortening is when you see something from an angle and the middle isn't the middle anymore. Because you're viewing it in 3D, the far edge is foreshortened, and so it's shorter. But here we know that there are two edges to our lips, and we know where that center line is, and this helps us with the shape of those lips and how they sit on the face. I don't want to get too much into shading in this video, but the mouth and the lips and the teeth are by far one of the easiest parts of the face to mess up. Since we're just drawing line art here, it's important to remember that less lines sometimes are more.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So rule number one, if you're doing line art with minimal shading, like my examples here, outlining is your enemy. Never, ever, ever outline teeth. It's better to hint at the shape of the teeth or not draw them at all, or to try to kind of capture the shadows of the forms than it is to outline them. I've never seen line art teeth that look good when they are outlined. Same thing goes for lips. It's better to look at an image and figure out where the shadows and highlights of the lips are than to draw really dark lines around the lips. Fully outlined lips aren't as bad as fully outlined teeth, but that's like saying pickle flavored ice cream tastes better than gasoline flavored ice cream. While technically true, you shouldn't be eating either of those.
Is everyone okay? There's something weird happening at this school. Hey, it's the principal guy again.
Oh no. Hey, it's me, Brad. I'm the guy who makes these videos and then draws myself in them. Now, I made 4 videos for this new channel, and I'm making more. I'm working hard on them, but I made these 4 videos ahead of time, so I'm able to publish them 1 a week for the month of January. From here on out, I'm going to be just publishing them as I make them. And since this is my second channel, and this is a channel dedicated more towards art and tutorials, where my other one is going to be geared more towards tech, it is going to take me more time to get videos published here. So subscribing and ringing that bell to get notified of when new videos come out is probably going to be more important for this channel than it is on the other channel. So my plan from here on out is to get 1 video done a month, maybe 2 if I'm lucky, and go from there. If there's something specific that you want to know or you want me to flesh out, or you can think of better ways to structure these lessons, I am all ears. The comment section is yours. I probably don't have time to reply to every single comment, but I definitely read them all. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks.